Let's talk about surface area. Surface area is essentially figuring out how much material it would take to cover all of the outsides of a shape. So it's the area of each surface. So the difference between this and volume is volume says how much would it take to fill this box or this prism, whereas surface area says how much wrapping paper would it take to just wrap each surface, something like that. So the thing to remember with surface area is that we're going to be using our area formulas and we're going to just be adding all the sides together. And one of the things that might be helpful a lot of times when you're starting out is just to think, how many surfaces do I have? How many things am I adding up? So for example, in this one, we're going to have a top and a bottom. We're going to have two sides, and we're going to have a front, and we're going to have a back. It gets a little bit confusing here. 3 was this side, 4 was there, and 5 is the front. So we should be adding up like 6 sides. So we're going to have to use a lot of our area formulas. Now, every shape in here, of course, is a rectangle. So if I said something like, it's 3, and this is 5, and the height is 7, I would think, okay, I've got these, the top and bottom here, that are rectangles that are apparently 3 by 5. So I would do this. I would say, well, I've got 3 times 5, but I've got 2 of those. So there's 2 of my sides. Next, I've got this side over here and this side right here, which are 5 by 7. So again, say, well, I've got 5 times 7. They're rectangles. I've got 2 of those. I'm going to add these together. So far I've got 4 sides. And finally, I've got this front and back. See how confusing this can get. The front and back are 3 by 7. And once again, I've got 2 of those. So 3 times 7. And I've got 2 of those. And I would add those all together. And I typed that in, and I got a surface area of 142. So kind of isolate, all of the sides. And it can be kind of tricky and kind of confusing, but it's helpful to figure out how many sides. Let's do another example with this triangular prism. Okay, so let's go through our sides here. Let's start up here. Let's do the 2 triangles that make up the bases. So remember, the area of a triangle is base times height, or 1/2 the base times height, I should say. So I'd have 1/2 the base times the height. The base is simply the one the height connects to. I should have drawn a little right angle in there. I've got 2 of those, though. I've got a top and a bottom. So there's 2 of my sides. Now you'll notice I also have 3 kind of vertical sides that are all rectangles. So if I were to think about like this side right here, just that rectangle, you'll see it's 10 by 6. There's only one side like that. So plus a 10 times 6 side plus. And next up, I've got this side, and I also have the back side, which is going to be kind of hard for me to, juggle in here. Now, in both of these cases, I said, this was 5, and this is also 5. In both of these cases, I've got 5 and 10, so I've got 2 of those. So I'm going to put a 5 times 10, but I've got 2 of those. So let's just quick count here. I have 1, 2 sides to cover that make up the bases, and then I've got 3 sides that make up those, that are all rectangles, that make up those kind of vertical pieces. So I've got 2 bases, and then 1 and 2 more for a total of 5 sides that I need to cover. That's often the hardest part about doing surface areas, just remembering to get all of the pieces. Now, if I type that in, I get 184 as my surface area. So surface area, the hardest part is making sure you get all of the surfaces kind of covered and counted. It's worth double checking that. But for the most part, we're going to be able to just use our basic area formulas and just kind of apply multiple ones of them at once. If this video helped you, please like and subscribe for more geometry help.